I'm going to prove to the world I'm as good or better than everyone else who's quote unquote normal, when we all know at this point there is no normal.
Right.
Well, see, I grew up as, the name of the book is The Not So Only Child, but I grew
Hmm.
up in my brain. I was an only child with a single mom. And this was the 1970s. So it was not something that you went out and wore as a badge. Not that it's a badge of honor for anyone, but you tried to hide it. And I also came from a family that my mom had me when she was a little older, so all my relatives were older, at least a decade or more older, even for cousins,
Hmm.
older than me. So they basically didn't talk about controversial stuff. They didn't, I don't know their a lot. I didn't know a lot of whatever their beliefs were on controversial things because we'd never talked about it.
Yeah.
They seemed like nice people. They were nice people. They treated others, well. So I was like, okay, they're good folks. But my mom was this kind of it was interesting. She was this ebullient personality, laughing, always laughing. She had a laugh that was like, there was a cartoon when I was a kid called The Wacky Racers, and his dog came named Muttley, and had
Hmm.
this breathy, like, but that was her laugh. In fact, I used to bring my friends in and go, "Mom, laugh like Muttley so they can hear, Mom," and she'd be like, "I can't laugh on command." Um, and a huge baseball fan. She had been a Brooklyn Dodgers fan as a kid, heartbroken when they left New York, when they left Brooklyn, and then became a Mets fan because that's what most Brooklyn Dodgers fans did and whatnot. So the Yankees were the evil enemy. So I became a Mets fan during a time when it was. I mean, well, yeah, I mean, it's up and down for the Mets, but anyway, it's in my DNA at this point
Hmm.
as a Mets fan. Loved Broadway musicals and movies. That was her thing. We'd watch, even when I was a little kid, we'd watch, The King and I on television, all these Broadway musicals and West Side Story, all this stuff when I was a little kid, watching. Anytime they came on, um, and she was just she seemed fun, but
Hmm.
not fun to the point she would not have been the life of the party.
Hmm.
She would have gone to the party, and it would have taken her an hour to start really interacting. She was not the person who walked in the room and went, "Regina's here."
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
those folks, and they're magnetic. But when she left, she would have the six people that she really connected with and bonded with, which is interesting because throughout my life, I obviously genetics and also there's conditioning from growing up. I feel like I've been the same way.